Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, June the 8th, and I got a quick message for you today about some of the details in our class, and then I want to just make a single reflection about the first of our discussions, the Jenny Lake case, which is due this Sunday night. So, a couple things about the class. And this is in response to some questions I've been getting from students, but I want to address it to everybody just to make sure we're clear. Um, Number one, yes, you got to have the book. You're going to need it. And so then the question became from students, where can I get it? You can get it from the bookstore here at St. Philip's College. I'm going to go put one on reserve. I'll go put this copy of our book, Doing Ethics by Lewis Vaughn, on reserve in our library. But also, most students just get it online these days because you can get any edition. And so they're much cheaper if you get them online. I'm looking right now at Barnes and Noble for here's one for $13.49. Here's another one for $4.62. So you can get them also at textbookrush.com or amazon.com. There's lots of places to find the book. So get that book. You need to read the chapters before you write your responses. So that's the key, especially since we're coming up on one for this Sunday night. So get those books and read chapter one before you respond to the Jenny Lake case. And make sure, this is the second point, make sure, just like with the introduction, that you write your response like an introduction and then go to two of your classmates' introductions and comment on them. We're trying to establish that as a pattern because, like I said, we're going to have discussions due every Sunday, every Thursday, every Sunday, every Thursday for the next couple of weeks. And you have to make a contribution, which is essentially an essay. You're going to have, 7 essays you have to write for this class. But then also to comment on the others. That's to spark discussion. And what's happened with this first round of just the introductions is there were people who did their introduction and then they didn't comment on anybody else's. Or they did their introduction and they commented on one person's, but you got to do two. So again, we're trying to get in the habit of doing this so that when we get to the discussions, like the Jenny Lake case, we know exactly what's expected because that will affect your grade for each of these things as we go along. Another point, I listed on there in the first module that's opened up says, look, there's an online support website. The Norton, W.W. Norton and Company, they have a website which supports our textbook, Doing Ethics. And if you go in there, it has a summary and questions. It's got an outline. It's got all kinds of stuff. You'll also notice that there's a section for like a quiz, but you don't have to do that. I just thought that support website might be helpful to you as you read the chapters. If you've got any questions about some of the key concepts, you can ask me. You might be able to get some help there. But there's no further required work other than the discussions. When you look at the grading, you'll see the discussions and then the final exam. That's what you're going to be graded on. So I want to make sure we're clear about that. That's in terms of logistics. Those are the things I want to talk about. The Jenny Lake case. I want you to think about this. Some people, as they have approached it, have said, well, she's facing this choice. Do I continue my chemotherapy? Do I not? And that there's going to be consequences. So she's weighing and balancing the outcomes and trying to decide based on that. There's other people that have approached it and said, well, no, look, she needs to apply some rule or principle to this situation. And so, for example, they kind of start with, regardless of the outcome, what's the rule that applies here? And they've said, look, it's that a mother does anything to take care of her child. That's some kind of principle or rule. And that she needs to stop her chemotherapy because she needs to protect her unborn child. And that's because mothers will, it's like the mama bear protecting the cub. What could be more natural? This is the principle that I'm applying to this case. And so therefore, when I see that Jenny Lake did do that she sacrificed herself that I say that was a good thing because there was this rule. Now, here's the thing about that, because that sounds pretty good. But if that's your thinking, and if that's the approach, if that's your principle that you're going to apply to the situation, who does it apply to? Does it apply to Jenny and that she needs to do whatever it takes to save her baby? Or does it apply to Jenny's mom? Because you got to remember, in this case, Jenny's 17 years old. Her mom could override her wishes. She could make the medical determination because she's a minor. Now, as it turns out in the story, the mother looks to Jenny and says, "What do you want to do?" Kind of agrees with her and says, "Okay, well then, it's your decision. Go ahead." But she didn't have to say that. She could have said, "Jenny, I know you want to sacrifice yourself, but I'm sorry, you're going to have that chemotherapy." Now, and the reason is, the rational justification for that is, she's the mom. She's doing whatever it takes to save her daughter, who's Jenny. And again, it's the whole mama bear protect the cub, but in this case, it's the mother protecting Jenny. So if you have this principle that you think works and fits, then the question becomes, to whom does it apply? Does it apply to Jenny or her mom? Because in that case, it'd be contradictory. Anyway, it's worth thinking about, especially as we start to get up to objectivism and subjectivism, which is in our next chapter, chapter 2. And then we'll get down to consequentialism and non-consequentialism, which is a little further down the road in 4, 5, 6. But for today, just wanted to put that thought in your head, and I want you to chew on that one as well. So get those books, read the chapter, write your responses, spend some time on it. You'll note that I really want you to spend some time on your contribution. Think your way through it, incorporate some concepts from the chapter, do a good job on it. But for now, Thursday, the 8th, signing off. Talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.